What's up, guys? It is Coach Kally V, and I have a very important parent and pitcher testimony from Melissa and Mckenna Kwapich. Let's go ahead and jump into this one. All right. Well, Melissa, Mckenna, thank you guys for being here. This has been a great experience with you guys, and I want to get it out there, like what your experience has been. You guys were the type of client that had never experienced remote training. And so we're just going to talk about it because I think it's important for families to know what's possible if they allow themselves to think outside their zip code, you know? So, Melissa, feel free to introduce yourself. I think it's important when parents watch these testimonies to understand, like, she's not your only kid. You have more because there is that empathetic connection with other parents. Because a lot of them will say, well, I have 3 other kids or I have 4 other kids. And it's like, I get that. But I think it's important for you as a mom to just kind of, say, hey, this is what's up.
So McKenna's mom, Melissa, we have 4 kiddos ranging from 25 to 13. McKenna is middle-ish out of 4. And at home, we just have McKenna and Georgia now, who's 13. And the idea of remote it got to a point where for me, it was nice because she could go to her lessons and set up her camera and didn't always have to have a catcher. So it was what's the word I'm looking for? Like a nice change. Gave her some independence and ownership without always having to have me there every time.
Awesome. What, if you can recall, what were McKenna's goals? McKenna, you're going to answer this too. But I want to know, like, from your mama, what were her goals when she joined the program? What do you recall?
I think we were looking for consistency, like as far as like bullpens and workouts and a consistent like lesson every week and follow up and support. And then, of course, always her mechanics, right? Nailing in her mechanics, her spin and velocity. Of course, they were the number ones. Gosh, it feels like so long ago. I'm like, do I?
Oh, yeah. So, McKenna, what do you recall?
I know it was very I don't know how I'm gonna do in this. I'd never done it before, but yeah, kind of the same things as what my mom said. Just I would go from my coach would be playing and then she'd come back, right? Like just a little bit of inconsistency and looking for that and good feedback, right? I think you gave me a lot of good feedback, instant feedback. I feel like I harp a lot on that when I'm doing our calls, our community calls, just like the more you put in, the more you get out of it. And physically goals were to get a strong foundation, increase my speed, and work my spin really well.
Awesome. Do you think, Melissa and McKenna, you can both answer this, do you think you achieved those goals?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, one thing I always go back to was our first testimony call where I was like, oh, in 6 months you gained this much speed, but you were like, I think it's only been like 4. This is the way I see it. I think it's really cool because you started with me at 53.
Yeah.
And we actually got you clocked at 63.
Yeah.
So, and the coolest part about that was on your favorite pitch.
Yeah.
So I think that was pretty cool because you were in the program for like, what, a year and a half? Yeah.
I think exactly a year and a half, I think.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's huge within a year and a half with, the consistency, the program, the feedback, all the stuff that you just spoke about, you were able to accomplish those goals and more, So, McKenna, which parts of the program did you find the most helpful? I know you had mentioned you really like the feedback, but like when it comes to the drills, the live sessions, the mentorship videos, like what was your favorite thing? Like what kept you coming back in?
Was, I think, lucky enough to come in a little bit before you made the switch to the mentorship program versus just like us talking right on message. And I think it kind of I don't think a lot of girls got to see that switch, right? And how big of a difference that made in all of the girls training. So people don't know, we used to just communicate through iMessage. I'd send her videos, she sent me feedback. That's how we did drills, stacks, everything. And then we went to an actual online program and all the girls' data's in there, everything's in there, which is just super nice, I think, for Coach Kally and also very organized for us clients and us girls. And I think just being able to have bullpens, I think that's what I love the most. And that's what in any coach I look for is having structured bullpens and being able to have those written out for me and like a goal. Everyone had a goal, right? We're working up, down, we're working in and out, we're working speed change. There's always a goal. It's not just a random like go throw to 5 batters and call it a day, right? It's very structured. That's what I did love about it is that. And yeah, I think our lessons, obviously, like I did once a week. Everyone's a little bit different, but yeah, that once a week was great. Just you just have a plan every week of what you're gonna do and gives you a week in between to work on the things you need to get better at.
Yeah, and I think for you that structure of bullpens, I honestly you brought out almost like a more of a creative side in me. It just brought back memories of when I would be by myself coming up with ideas. It
Right.
kind of brought out that kid in me where sometimes we did throw to 5 batters, but those
Right.
5 batters took 40 minutes, like it
Yeah.
was very methodical, very thought through, very like, what adjustment am I making? And to be quite honest, I mean, not a lot of people like stuff like that. And I think for me, that was one of my favorite things working with you is you were kind of like an onion. We just kept peeling back the layer and getting to the
Yeah.
grit of it. And it was like, you're like an old soul. You get it. You're not just in here putting another quarter in the machine. You're actually like willing to do the mental and the emotional work that comes with the physical side of this position. So
Yeah.
that's huge. So how did you, Melissa, how did you see her engagement with the program? What did you like most about it? I know you had mentioned independency.
Right. Just like the accountability, like seeing her, she would also often write down in her journal as well, like how things went in that bullpen and she could look back on, or like things that you guys would talk about in your lessons. And then she would write down in her journal. Just so I'm always like, write it down while it's fresh so you can reflect on it when something's hard or something's not working. And you can be like, oh, yeah, I remember we talked about this. And this was the one thing that, because you can't always remember everything, right?
Yeah.
And
Well, I
just,
mean,
yeah, having it in the app and then being able to reflect on it in her journal you gave her was, I think, a key part for her growth in the program for sure.
love it. That's exactly why I did it and why I keep doing it. Was the guidance and the feedback easy to follow and understand for you, Ken?
Yes, I think if you follow Coach Kally on Instagram, you'll see that she posts like our weekly feedback that she does for us, and it's very easy. She uses her own videos, right? She's not trying to put someone else's example on yours. It's your own work, your own clip that she is helping you get better at, right? Or it's like, hey, you did great this week. We're gonna step it up with a new drill next week. So very easy to follow. And I think it's important to see yourself from like very young age. Love to watch myself from what my mom videoed. And I think that's so important. I teach the little girl I teach lessons to. I always tell her mom, like, please record her, please have her watch those. And it's always good to see yourself. And then you see yourself and you hear the feedback. It just, I think, helps you learn so much more about your body and how you move.
Yeah, and slow-mo goes so far.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
very far. So far, I mean, like, very far. Like, Coach Conrad at U of A, that was, like, when people were like, "What's your tip to, like, when you're working with pitchers?" And he pulled out his phone, and he's like, "Slow-mo
Yeah.
Mm.
Slow
all day
down.
long." So, I loved it. Melissa, did you feel that the program was structured in a way that supported her growth?
Well, yeah, definitely. Honestly, like for us, the biggest thing was just having the bullpens and everything in the app and the structure of like, and then she would put in record her, whatever it was, right? Like if we're
Mhm.
doing an accuracy bullpen, she's putting that in there. If she's working on spin, she's putting that in there. And so just the ability to have that conversation back and forth, definitely a big
Good.
foundational growth.
I mean, for you used to be her catcher, and throughout the program, you literally kinda had to, like, bow out because increased speed. I mean, you got hit one of the times. It caused some hesitation in McKenna. It's funny
Yeah.
when you look back and you're like, "Dang." So, McKenna, what improvements did you notice in your pitching while you were in the program? I know we talked about increasing speed. When you came into the program, like, you've grown tremendously,
Oh my gosh.
like,
Yeah.
in height and, like, inside internally and emotionally, like, there's just so much. So, like, what did you notice in your pitching while you were in the program?
I think the biggest thing is always like I can tell this about myself day in and day out is I've always had a good changeup, but we made it better and more consistent. Any camp I went to since starting with you, it was like, oh my gosh, you've never seen a changeup like yours. Da, 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 da. It's just gotten so much better. And I think mentally too, I've just grown so much being able to be a leader on those community calls and talking with the girls. I'm little, how old is Mila? 9, 10
12.
years old. Like, she's so young, but she still teaches me things. And it's great to have that community. I think that's what a lot of people might not know about the online coaching, online training is they're like, "Where's the community?" Right? Like you're not with that person. But I saw Coach Kally a lot. She was one of my coaches, obviously my pitching coach, saw her at the gym a ton. Like we have a very good relationship and that's so fun about it. But if that's not you, you don't live in Arizona, you don't see her, there's still that community of girls and pitchers that we've grown so much. I think since I first started, I was like, "Oh, I don't know about these calls." And then now I feel like, oh my gosh, I felt like a leader in the last one, right? Like a lot of girls look up
Yeah.
to me.
Well, and I mean, you kind of experienced it all. Like you first started out where we were just running everything through, chat on our phone and
Yeah,
all that stuff. But like when you look at it through that lens of your experience in the program, like never did I ever think that you were going to end up coming to play for the org that I was coaching with.
right.
That's like there are people out there that do that are pitching coaches and they try to get
Yeah,
kids. It's for me, it's more of a, hey, here's a hand up or here's a door open. If
yeah,
you want it, like I'm willing to help you get there. I have nothing to like Cali V softball has nothing to do with that org because I think
mhm,
some people think when they do move on that they can't continue working with me because they go to a different org. And I'm like, that has
like,
nothing to do with Cali V softball.
no.
That
Yeah,
was just you were in a growing moment where you still wanted to play. You wanted to just level up. You're in that place where like, if I don't do it now, like, I don't know what's going to happen.
right.
And I used connections I had where I felt like Coach Tyson was a great resource for you. And that's you guys have a relationship now, even though you're not playing for him anymore. Like that's the whole point of that, you
Yeah,
know? So you experienced a lot that a lot of girls, even fully remote, don't get to experience. So
yeah,
I think it's kind of cool. Like,
yeah,
cause you live like you're what, an hour and a half away,
yeah,
from my house, cause I'm on the south
right.
side, but yeah.
It made me think even like high school season last year, she'd never obviously we'd never met Celia before, right?
Yeah,
And
and then I
then
met
the
her.
tournaments crossed, when they were at the same tournament and their paths crossed and they were able to get a picture together and just that community of like, you never know where softball will take you
Oh,
and
Yeah,
yeah.
where your paths will cross with someone else in the community and such
Yeah.
a fun like
that
picture
was
to
fun. Yeah,
you know,
Yeah, no, that's
we're
definitely
in the
one of my favorite coaching
past,
memories.
right?
I know.
We get pictures of them pitching to each other hitting.
I know. That
It's
was
kind of
fun.
fun.
That was really fun.
Yeah, no, that was good. And then in my own experience, getting to just hang out with Taylor at the
Mhm.
convention,
Yeah.
Yeah,
you reposted that picture, Melissa, like, I don't even know, like, it's not every day this, like, that your pitching coach meets. And I was just like, no, it's not every day. Like, this is
Yeah.
actually a pretty cool moment.
yeah,
Yeah.
So I love that. You probably already hit on this, but I'm just going to ask you the question again, Melissa. Were there any changes in confidence, consistency, or her mechanics that really stood out to you when she was in the program?
Well, she came into the program kind of like beat down confidence wise due to some outside circumstances.
Hmm.
And that was rebuilding her confidence was like the biggest piece of the foundation we had to build for her that night and day.
yeah,
Your ability to support her as a person and as a pitcher was like a huge piece that she needed for sure. And so that confidence was able to get her back to where she was and what
Hmm.
she believed she was capable of again. And that belief being poured into her it just boost her confidence tenfold,
yeah.
you know? And then of course that, just the consistency of the work you guys did together to improve her spin and her presence in the circle and her confidence. And, it's a domino effect when
Hmm.
you
Yeah,
believe in yourself again, supported by people who believe in you.
Yeah, for sure. And then you learn how to counteract those who don't believe in you. You kind of use it as fuel in a positive, constructive way instead of something that, slowly eats away at you. I thought she
Yeah.
did a really good job at that. Because again, you've done a lot of things, Kenna, that not a lot of people are willing to do. And you know this because a lot of people around you are okay with sitting in crappy situations.
yeah,
And you're like, no. And that's one of the things I've always loved about you is when you decide that, you do it in such a way that you're not doing it out of spite. You're not doing it because your parents are millionaires. You're doing it because you see your value.
Mhm.
And that's attracting the people. Like people want to be around that.
Right. Yeah.
Again, another experience for me as a coach and a mom is like never did I ever think that you and my kid were gonna hit it off as friends. And you
Yeah.
guys pick up, like you talk every single day. And maybe you do, I don't know, but like
Yeah.
you guys just like I can see your relationship continuing after high school. I just see you guys being a support system for each other, even when you guys grow up, get married, have kids, do whatever, do the life. I just see that happening for you both. And that's rare.
Yeah.
So, Mckenna, how did the program help you practice intentionally and know you were doing things correctly?
But the biggest thing is I gained a lot. No one knows. If no one's seen me, I'm 6 foot tall. There's a lot to me. It's
Supposed to be
hard
6'2".
to it's hard to gain body awareness and really feel yourself, like, get something right because I'm still growing, right? Like, constantly growing and things feel different, things change, and I think obviously having the good feedback, but practicing intentionally, being able to go through lessons and, "Hey, this is the goal of the bullpen this week. This is the drills we're doing." We like to review what we're doing that week so you don't go in there, like, blindsided. And there's been numerous times where I've called Coach Kally during a bullpen, during drills, being like, "I just wanna make sure this is right. I'll FaceTime you real quick," right? And when I first learned my rise ball, when I first started working with you, I know I called you, FaceTimed you numerous times to make sure my hand was in the right placement for my spins, everything was right, and yeah, just being able to track that progress through journaling. I'm a huge journaler in my personal life in softball and like feeling your body. It's really hard to feel it when you're constantly growing, but just trying to be, like you said, intentional with what you're doing.
Yeah. And you're also like, as a pitcher, I always grew up around girls that are like, oh, I hate going slow. Like, I don't like to feel things. And that was kind of like the cloud is pitchers don't like to feel things. They just want to move fast,
Yeah.
like Ricky Bobby. So
Yeah.
Talladega Nights, like if you're not first, you're last kind of scenario. And I think sometimes my generation of parents, we have a tendency to put that on their daughters when they're pitchers, like, no, you're moving too slow, you need to move fast. And then it's like, wait, hold up. Somebody's making me slow down and actually feel the connection.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it's the same thing as learning how to run.
Right.
If you really look at it like that, it's just like running. There's a right way. If you look at yourself when you're running when you were like 7, you're completely different than how you are now.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm sure there are some people who still run like they're 7, but it is what it is. But that's what I'm saying is like for you to be able to open that side of your brain to know, okay, I am on the taller side. There's nothing wrong with that. This is available to me. I need to step into it. That's empowering in itself.
Yeah.
So, Melissa, did the feedback in live sessions seem to make a difference in her learning and progress?
yeah, definitely. I mean, anytime you can get live feedback, right? You process it differently than I think feedback on your video, obviously, she said was super helpful, but I think live feedback is even more.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I had a good conversation last night with somebody who they're inquiring about lessons and they're like, well, we're looking for somebody in person. They don't live in the state. And I just sent them, kind of what it is and what it looks like. And it's like people are still caught up on the every 7 days, I'm going to have a session or, I'm going to go see somebody when something's not working. And it's like now, because you came through the program, now you know what you want from someone else and you're not
Right.
going to take anything less.
Right.
Yeah.
So as you journey out into this next chapter, there is nothing wrong in you saying, hey, this is what you want me to do this week. Can I get a video?
Mhm.
Can you
Yeah.
show me exactly? Because now you're like, I do really well with videos to know what I'm doing. And then I do really well when I'm able to connect with the coach and make sure I'm doing it correctly.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's great because guess what that's like? College.
Yeah.
So that's really good. All right. So, Kenna, how did the live one on one sessions and mentorship and group calls help your learning? Like you said, the feedback was really good. But let's talk about the speed of progression. Do you feel like since you were somebody that came from lessons like weekly, biweekly, whatever, and then you get into the program, how did all of that help you progress quicker, slower?
I think the biggest thing is like the consistency, right? Like we said, and being able to always have something to do, right? You're never waiting on someone else to get something in there for you. You're never feedback comes out every Sunday night, right? Like I feel like you do it every weekend, you get it out, we watch it. You're never waiting on someone else to try and like figure out a time for a lesson. Oh, I'm busy this week. Like it just is so consistent and being able to see you. I think a big thing for me that not everyone has the luxury is, like I said, I played for you and, I see you at the gym. Like there's so many things that your daughter's like my best friend. So there's so many things that go into that not everyone has the luxury to have. But like I said before, you get what you put in, and the more you put in, the more you can reap benefits from. And if you're just not willing to take the video or that's how I really got like my social media started. It's from this, right? I have to take video to put into the program. Why not edit it and post it? Show everyone what you're doing. Like it's as simple as that, really.
Yeah. Who knew? Bonus, bonus. I love that. That's a really good outlook. And then also with the tools that you use, you're like, coach has a discount code. I'm gonna post doing the mini shoot today. Like when you started doing that, I was like, bro, milk that NIL.
No, right.
Get it going. Like, let's go,
Yeah.
So that was pretty good. Was Melissa, was the program schedule easy for her to follow and integrate into your guys' routine? Because your routine changed a lot over a year and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
I
guys
mean,
went
yeah. She works a ton in general. She was always working a ton. And it was nice to have it all right there for her. Like we could just build on it. I will say the biggest thing previous in-person coaching was like a lesson. And then it was like, work on your change up this week. Right.
Right. Yeah.
And then we're trying to find drills and things online and going to different platforms to try to figure out what to do, right? And the biggest thing is like, hey, you're going to work on your change up this week and we're going to do these, whatever it is. You're going to do these stacks, you're going to do this. And everything was in there and it was just like built out. Cause like I said, we were already working 5 or 6 days a week, but now it was like focused. This is what we're doing. We knew exactly what we are doing. She's looking at it before we even go to the cages. She knows exactly what we're going to work on that day. And that was a game changer to have those pieces in place for us.
Yeah.
love that. Kenna, did having access to immediate feedback and guidance help you feel more confident in your progress, even when it was because progress isn't pretty. Like I feel like
Yeah.
sometimes when you hit a wall with something or something feels like France, you almost feel like you're doing something wrong.
Yeah.
So how did that immediate feedback help you get over that, get through it kind of scenario?
I think like one of the biggest things that I can talk about that immediate feedback is when we went to change my start, there was a lot of like collaboration and we were able to go and look, I feel like, at every picture that's playing right now in college and just take things from everyone and have those conversations, that instant feedback of like, okay, what I'm seeing, what you're seeing, and really grow that relationship to understand what we're both looking for and we're trying to get the same result. We're just looking at it two different ways. And if you can't have those conversations with your coach, it becomes really hard to like know what they want from you and feel like they know what you want, if that makes sense. If you don't talk with them, like if
Yeah.
you don't communicate.
100%. You have to communicate in this program.
Mhm.
That's a big one. So awesome. Well, we're coming up on the end here. A couple more questions. Mckenna, would you recommend this program to another pitcher and why?
Yes, of course. I think there's just so much to it, and you really have to be willing to put yourself out there and put everything you have into it because that's how you gain the most, of everything, right? That's just how you gain everything, and it really does, another, side note is I never really had a close relationship with a coach like I did you. We've been through it all, right? Like, we traveled all summer, we did it all, we did everything. You never really get that kind of thing. So the more you communicate, the more you get out of this, just like I said before. But yeah, being able to grow this kind of relationship and have that person in your corner that just always believes in you and just always wants the best for you is something that I feel like not you can't get everywhere because there's a lot of coaches that just do it for different reasons, and not everyone has the same reason behind what they do, and it can get really hard to feel like you're gaining any progress. With you, it's just like you always want the best for your girls, no matter if she's 8 years old and she's new or she's about to turn 17 like me. Like it is for everyone.
Yeah, little side note on that traveling aspect. I remember your mom was sharing with me how you were a little nervous when we decided to split the Airbnb. And I'm like, she can go do her thing. I'm gonna do my thing. Like I'm coaching all day. I'm not about to like talk
Right.
about it in the living room. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I think for you, because you hadn't ever really navigated a close relationship, you never had that with a pitching coach or the coach in general, it was probably a little refreshing because you probably like created this story and you were like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
not really. Like, I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
literally the only time I ever talked about it is if you brought it up.
Yeah.
Right.
And I was
I
like,
don't think we did talk about it at all. If we were
no.
talking about softball, it's about the other teams that we're playing. Or,
Yep.
okay, we're gonna go watch the premier game tonight. Like, we never
I think the most we talked about anything on that trip was your freaking foot. Like,
oh my god.
Oh,
I was like, okay,
Yes.
like
Oh
that
my
was
god.
crazy.
That was horrible. That was so bad. Oh
I
my
know. But it was just like, okay, well, you need to let me know, like, if it's like
god.
unbearable, like, got it. Like, I understand you're out here for exposure, but at the end of the day, you're still young. You can get through this. Like,
Yeah.
that was rough. That was a tough place to be in. And like you said, not everybody has a
No.
pitching coach.
Yeah.
Um,
No.
I love
Yeah.
your story was probably like you probably thought I was gonna like sit you on the couch and we're just gonna go through every inning.
We just wasn't sure, right? Like, we both are so passionate about what we do, and it's like, it's not easy to just, like, turn it off, and
You have
I know that
boundaries though.
yeah, yeah, and that's what I think I wasn't sure about. I was like, "Okay, like, are we gonna sit around the dinner table and talk about what I need to do better?" You know what I mean? Like, I didn't know what to expect at all.
Nope, I was there, I saw it, and here's the thing I know about you and pretty much anybody who's as passionate about pitching as you, is a lot of times there's not a lot you can say.
Yeah.
You've already said it to yourself.
Yeah.
So that's one thing, like Melissa just being, around an earshot away, walking next to you as you're speaking into her, like you kind of the words you say to McKenna, like get her through it before you guys even get to the car. Magical. Like, can you please just write a book when all your girls are grown? Like, this is how you become a teenage daughter whisperer. So you got to monetize that stuff. But
right.
it's really good. And again, like working with Kenna, she has the passion. She made it fun. Being with you, Melissa, as a mom, getting to sit and watch a game and just talk. Like that was another bonus. I do connect with my kiddos' parents, but like I feel like again, after they're grown, after high school, I still feel like there's still gonna be a connection there.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? We just had way too many conversations and I don't know, we clicked really well.
Yeah.
And I really value that. And I think that's the biggest thing like I'm gonna miss,
Yeah.
But at the
Yeah.
same time, it's like it's still there.
Yeah.
It's just not scheduled.
Yeah. So true.
So, but Melissa, would you recommend this program to other families looking to develop their pitcher?
Yeah. I mean, if you are looking for some like real growth for your daughter, this is where it's at, between Callie's passion and the knowledge you have and the platform you use, like it's unbeatable to what you can get from a lot of coaches in our experience,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And being able to have that at your fingertips and just see your daughter happy and growing and thriving, like that's all any parent wants, right? Is
Mm-hmm.
growth and happiness from your kid. And
Awesome.
it
Thank
was
you.
exactly what we needed,
That's good. Is there anything you'd want other pitchers or parents to know about the program before joining? This is the last question.
No, I
Work
think
the program.
yeah.
You have to work the program.
have to
Don't
work.
expect success if you aren't going to work the program.
Yeah.
Like if you're going to get in there and not do the work and the drills and the bullpens, like you're not going to have the same success.
Yeah.
You have to be willing to work it and trust it, right? Like it's going to be new. It's going to be different. It's not
like
what you've done before,
Yeah.
but trust it, right? Pour into it and then reevaluate after a year, but you got to put your work into it.
What about you, Ken? Anything?
I think, like I said, it'd be a great time to start your social media. And I love posting and I love like being able to share what I'm doing with other people. And I've grown that from no followers, 400 followers, not that many, but like that's still progress, right? And it's just such a good tool because social media is a huge part of recruiting, whether you want to play power forward or you want to play at your local like community college in your town, that's totally fine. But it's such a good tool and being able to start it while you're already taking video, right? It's just such an easy thing to do.
For you, you've been able to take what you've learned and rinse and repeat structure,
Yeah.
to littles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
think that to me, that's legacy work.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's pretty awesome. Well, thank you guys both for sharing your insights. Hearing about both of your experiences has been huge because with every pitcher, I also have a parent. So I have 2 clients, at a time. But I really appreciate letting me be a part of your guys' journey. It's been amazing. There is an abundance of pitching coaches. It's an oversaturated market. And you guys took a chance on me. And from going to high school and playing for your high school to now standing up and saying, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to school online and I'm going to train here and I'm going to train here.
Yeah.
That to me is just gold. Like that's just proof. So very proud of you.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
so yeah. So I appreciate it. It's been
Yeah.
awesome working with all of you. Really what she needs right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's all part of your journey, part of your story, right?
Yeah, and do me a favor. Wherever you go to school, whenever you do your interviews and you get an opportunity to tell your story, I want you to talk about the bad parts because there is a hole in a lot of girls' journeys right now because not enough pitchers at these levels are talking about those moments.
Yeah.
And I really want that. I want that talked about more.
Yeah.
Because I think for you can probably agree with that to the point of like, not to get consumed with speed, but it's tough when you have a D1 coach say, hey, if you can hit this is going to open doors. That echoes, like that haunts. And you're like, oh, I don't want to get consumed with it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it would be nice for somebody to talk about, sophomore, junior year when they hit a new PR and then all of a sudden they backed back down. They couldn't figure it out.
Yeah.
What did they do? So remember that. Because I have a feeling like all these things that you have progressively walked into and the doors you've chosen to open, there is a reason why you are walking through those door jams.
Yeah.
100%. All right.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much for your time. All right. I'll see you guys around.
Bye.